Hey everybody, it's Steve here. I'm here to review the Mizuno Wave Sky Waveknit R3. It's a new cushioned running shoe offering by Mizuno. Just came out this last summer, 2019. As you can see, it features the Waveknit upper. Conforms to the foot very well compared to other meshes that I've noticed, at least. It's got a very density. There's a little bit more of the ventilation in the toe box. But it's a little bit tighter of a weave back here where you need a little bit more stability. It also features a multiple density midsole, featuring the euphoric midsole compound, as well as a new feature here is the XPOP, kind of a little visible technology peak right there that offers fairly decent resilience for longer runs, as well as responsiveness for some of the shorter runs. As a midfoot striker, it's actually a fairly decent shoe. It's not overly cushioned in the back. It's got a 10mm drop, so that accommodates for runners of different foot strikes. It would work fine if you're a heel striker. You can see the crash pad is pretty basic, S-shaped curve going to the toe off. You know, fairly full rubber outsole. It's going to give a little bit of weight, but you're not going to get skimped on traction or anything like that. Works pretty well even on wet surfaces, for me at least. One cool feature that I liked on these was the hybrid lacing system. As you can see, it's got the standard eyelets up here and up front, and then the midfoot, it's got a few, 3 different gilly lacing eyelets, so you can tighten them quick and get them nice and snug. It's got a fairly well cushioned collar and the tongue as well. It's not gusseted and there's no elastic pieces on the tongue, so just keep that in mind. That being said, the tongue didn't seem to be going crazy on me. A lot of shoes, sometimes it'll go this way or that. I didn't have any issues with that at all. Yeah, as far as the weight goes, it's not the lightest shoe, but it is fairly well cushioned, so that's kind of what you're getting in return. Decent for longer runs, like I said, mid-range runs. The shorter runs that work too. I actually had pretty decent splits doing a tempo run in these. They wouldn't be my first choice, but in other shoes that Mizuno has to offer, this does have a little bit more cushioning in the forefoot compared to the Waveknit R3 that I had running before. So that's good for me. Fit-wise, I may have been able to go a half size smaller, just because the toe box is a little bit deeper and slightly wider than other shoes that I've come across with Mizuno. That being said, it wasn't too much of an issue. I was able to lock my foot in the heel fairly well, and there was enough room for toe splay. The only thing I noticed was the fact that the length was a little bit longer. So I was a little bit over a thumb's width from the end of my toe to the end of the shoe. I did kind of notice that on one of my longer runs. Like there's a little bit too much room, if that makes any sense. Not to the point where I was getting blisters or anything, but it was definitely noticeable. And that could be remedied just by getting the proper fit at your local running store. A lot of places do have these out now. Yeah, it's a good shoe. At the price point, it's as good as anything else out there, I think. Mizuno has been pretty impressive the last couple of years, slowly turning me into a convert, so that's kind of cool. As far as the look of it, I think it's a cool looking shoe. I love the midsole design, that kind of wave pattern that follows through. It's very even, very aesthetically pleasing. The Waveknit upper is very similar to the Waveknit R3. It's got the kind of faster lines, kind of got the gradient from the dark blue to blue. And all the colorways that I've seen of this are really cool too. So the only qualm I would say anything about as far as the aesthetic goes is the floating Mizuno logo. That's just a personal preference, honestly. I feel like this would have to be moved down. I feel like a bigger logo would be cool, and even if it was tonal, it'd still be cool, like a different color blue. For the shoe itself, I think it's a good performer. I would definitely consider buying another pair, maybe testing out the size, see how a half size down works. But I think there's a bright future for both of these technologies, the XPOP and the multiple density midsole and the Waveknit upper. Yeah, so check out your local running store and see if they got these in stock. I don't think you'd be disappointed. Well, thank you for watching. Be sure to check out RunRepeat.com on their channel. Check out the other video reviews. And feel free to leave your comments on your experience with Mizuno Sky Waveknit 3. Thanks a lot.